Are we live? What is going on? Today is Monday, June 29th, 2026. This is Jazz TV. I'm Jazz. Yo, you saw the title. Bro, this is delicate. I don't even know how comfortable I feel about all these people speaking on, a child at the end of the day, because this is a child, right? And I understand how famous this individual is in the spotlight, and so that makes the waters murky, but I don't know. And here's this individual, Trent Out Loud. I never came across this content creator, just popped up on my feed, but I have seen some articles and some chatter online regarding North West, and apparently older men wanting to take photos with her and all of these things. Bro, I don't know. Do I really care? Probably not either. You know what I'm saying? This is what everybody's chatting about. I get it. That's aggressive, but at the same time, it's like, is this an ordinary kid? I think she's debuted as an artist now. And so, at the end of the day, everybody can have an opinion, right? But it's up to the parents to say what can fly, what doesn't fly, right? So I'm going to let it be known. We're going to see what he has to say. Maybe I'll give some quick takes, but also at the same time, why is that highlighted? At the same time, I don't know. It's delicate. I'm not here to be hating on nobody's child. I'm not really here to be talking about children's appearances. But apparently everybody else is. It's all a little weirdo. Okay. I mean, the title says Kim in big trouble over big trouble? How? I mean, I don't know. Well, let's see.
Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are doing a horrible job at parenting.
Yo, homeboy came straight out the gate with horrible. Bro, I don't know. I think that everything is perspective, right? How old is, let me see. Let's look up the age. Northwest age. Wi-Fi is the heat. Let me take off the Wi-Fi. Oh. No, we're having a little connectivity issues. Hopefully y'all, we're still live and you guys can hear me. Okay, so it says Northwest is 13 years old. Wow. Okay, so, wow. So let's look at, before we even continue on with this dude, okay? Because he went straight out the gate horrible. Let's go news. Right, this is all the internet's kind of talking about right now. And even inside, I've seen some headlines regarding the new piercings and everything. I mean, I can't say I've ever, well, you ever seen that movie? What is it? That movie with 13? They got piercings in there, but that was a movie. Y'all remember that? I'm dating myself. And I was young when this came out. I was not old. I was hella young. So what was I even doing watching this movie? I don't know. Yeah, Evan Rachel Wood. This movie, look at the cover for this. 13. Y'all ever seen that movie? I'm not condoning nothing, but that movie was pretty dark, so who knows? And these chicks in this movie didn't live the life that she's lived. It's definitely so publicly as well. Would I let my child? No, not at 13. But I also, working inside of the entertainment industry, if you don't know, I do work in the entertainment industry. And I have worked at the highest levels. I've worked with Nike, I've worked with Paramount, I've worked with, and Paramount owns, well, Skydance now owns Paramount, and I've worked with Skydance too. But Paramount owns a bunch of entities like BT and MTV and CBS. So within the Paramount sphere, I've worked for a bunch of individual brands as well. And I don't know, bro. I now understand why so many celebrities, when they have kids and they start growing, they're like, oh, is the kid gonna follow in the family business? And they're like, oh, no, I hope not. I hope they do something else. I hope they, you know what I mean? Have y'all noticed that a lot of celebrities, they will say that? Because I remember growing up before I even got to that level, hearing that, and I always wondered why. As a kid who always wanted to work in entertainment, I've always known I wanted to work in entertainment and in culinary, always. So I remember as a kid, like, I wanted to be on Disney, I wanted to go to auditions, I went to acting classes, like, things like that. And now, being in it, understanding the workings, I don't believe that children, how can I say this? I don't believe children belong in that world because it's very much an adult world. So my perspective is only coming from somebody, right? A lot of these people, not necessarily you, shout out to you, right? Not necessarily this guy, but a lot of people that chat on the internet regarding industry things have never even left their crib, don't know anybody in the industry, have never actually worked. They just watch things like this and they gather information. Not to say that some of them are not correct, but I'm going to give you a perspective of somebody who actually is. Do I have my check from Paramount? Let me see, hold on. Because a lot of people, right? A lot of people talk a lot of yin yang, you feel me? A lot of people talk a lot of smack. Y'all can hear me. Y'all still can hear me, right? Oh, the industry and the this and the blah and the miss. Like, who you know? Who you know in the industry, boy? What industry have you worked in? Internet industry is different from real world. Oh, this doesn't say. This doesn't say. It says MPG. You guys don't know what that stands for. So it's not gonna say Paramount. Maybe I could look for an email. Not that I have to prove anything to y'all, but I'm one of the people out here that when it comes to, what'd you say? Let me see what y'all said in the chat. When it comes to things of the occult, magical, supernatural world, age doesn't really have a number even. Whoa, I don't know about this. I don't know anything about that. Nah, I don't know anything about that because I don't associate with those kinds of things. So I'm not sure where that relates to. But I'll just say that I don't think that children belong in the industry because of how many hours you're working on set. You could easily get lost. A lot of times they're not doing background checks. It's kind of word of mouth. And it's like if nobody caught you, you know, everyone has a good perspective of you until they don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know if it's the best place for kids, bro. I don't know. But again, that is up to the parent. We are just on the outside looking in. And honestly, it's not really my business like that either. This is just causing a little uproar. I mean, she's got spikes coming out of her neck. I'm sure that's artistic expression. It's not my kind of artistic expression at all. But who am I to be out here to necessarily shun and, you know? So let's just get into, maybe I could look up an email. Let me see. But I can't, some of the information is sensitive, so I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to show y'all some of that. Let me see. Paramount. I'm looking for something to show y'all, but oh, you know what it is? Here it is. No, I can't show you this. This is sensitive. I can't show you that. All right, I can't show you that. And with Paramount, you do have to sign a bunch of stuff. Anyway, let's get into the video.
North. I have been saying this for the past year. I'm just happy the internet.
You've been talking about this girl for the past year?
Is finally catching up.
I don't know about that.
And now we have superstar artists like Skepta weighing in and agreeing what I've been trying to tell y'all for the past year. We're gonna go over Northwest's recent controversy where a guy, actually a couple of guys, were seen hugging her at a fashion show. Then I'm gonna play a clip of Kim saying how strict she is with North. And
yeah, but how do you know? How do you know what Kim's, I mean, we see what we see, right? But how does anybody actually know what's occurring behind closed doors? You know what I mean? I don't know. This is murky, bro. I don't do these kinds of topics because it's murky. And also, too, because this is a kid.
And then I'll tell
I don't
you
know
what
how
some
people are so
celebs and
comfortable
other people
talking
are
about
saying
these
Kanye,
things.
Kim, and North. Sit back, relax. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, and then
Okay. Let me see if I can get the chat back. Let me see if I get the chat back. All right. I got it back. All right.
I'll hand it off to you, the Out Louders. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Disclaimer, before we start talking about North, I just want to remind you guys of her age, and we are on YouTube. So
Okay, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's important. Like, I'm curious. I've never actually watched any kind of video regarding Northwest because it's like, bro, at the end of the day, this is a kid. You know, living their life with two extremely controversial and large figures, man. Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, what does it feel to be North? Bro, I don't know.
I have to be very respectable of community guidelines so that this video does not get flagged. So I'll be saying some things to kind of beat around the bush, but I'm sure y'all will be able to figure it out. Kim and Kanye's daughter, Northwest, is only 13 years old, yet she's already attending high-profile...
Oh, we supposed to say 1-3? Oh, okay, 1-3. 1-3. See, I don't even know because I don't talk about stuff like this, so I don't know what are the guidelines for like this.
Celebrity events, posing for cameras, and interacting with adults in the spotlight. A recent moment showing adult men placing their hands on her shoulders for photos has sparked concern across social media. While the
Honestly, I think that's weird too. Bro, this is it's all odd to me because it's like, even, I don't know, like I've taken some photos with some celebrities, but that was for work purposes, right? I worked on a project where they were in it, and I wanted that photo for credibility to show that, yes, I, in fact, was at that place at that time working there. So when I say, hey, I've done XYZ, that's just social credibility. It's not because I'm fanned out. I'm never fanned out over nobody because it's like at the end of the day, we're just human beings, right? So to me, I think it's odd anybody. And that's no shade to, Northwest or what she's trying to do as an artist or whatever, going up like, oh, let me take photos with Northwest. I think that's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? To me, keep on walking. Because at the end of the day, that's a 1-3-year-old, That's what he said, 1-3. I guess we can't say the other one. I already said it, but, I just think like, okay, if you're like, oh, that's XYZ's child, okay, but just keep on passing by. Like, I wouldn't be like, let me take a photo with her. That's just me. I'm not doing that.
The interaction may be innocent. Many people feel it highlights just how exposed young celebrities can be in an adult-dominated environment. The conversation isn't just about one photo, it's about what...
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that children shouldn't be involved in the entertainment industry, but at the same time, where it's like, if they're telling stories, sometimes you have to tell a story and you need a child, right? Because that story, that experience requires the child, right? So I don't know. It's like murky, but at the same time, you got kids hanging around adults for 14 hours a day. You got to make sure that, the parents are constantly around them. I will say that. You need that. Matter of fact, I know a child actor, right? Like, I worked a gig and he was the child actor for an independent and he's going up. Shout out to him. I'm not going to say his name. Mom, fantastic. That's like his manager, always around, and you need that. I love to see that, I got the mom's number, and it's just like, because we just connected and bond, and you don't see a lot of this. You don't see a lot of this. So when you see that, use automatic bond, like, it's good to see you here, like, we made it, you know what I'm saying? That's what that is. But these kids need their parents to constantly be around. I know I would be. I wouldn't want my kid anywhere around this, but if so, I'm definitely gonna be there. And then the thing is like, then they try to make it seem like, oh, you have a helicopter parent, they're difficult. It's like, no, bro. You need to be around because you have all these people coming in and out. You don't know what's happening, bro. It's sketchy. Could be.
Whether North should be in the public eye and if she should have an adult beside her at all times. Many fans have noticed that North often appears to move confidently through these events, leading some to question whether there should be more adult guidance, supervision during public appearances.
But who's to say that she doesn't off to the side? You know what I mean? I'm sure she must have bodyguards that we don't see. I'm sure she must have bodyguards. And who's to say that she don't have like somebody in the cut, right, watching her? Maybe they're not directly next to her to fall back to give her that, spread your wings, you're now flying as a public figure. I don't know. We just discussing having thoughts. I have no idea. Those piercings is like scary though to me, bro. For anybody, those are like, oh shit. Those things like they hurt.
To me, she's a little too confident and too comfortable in these places. Just my opinion. Of course, the public doesn't know exactly what security measures or supervisions may be happening behind the scenes. Still, the image has...
I did say that, right? The thing about these outings and stuff like that is you see only a couple of seconds, right? And a lot of times it's crafted. It's a crafted narrative. So we don't know what's really going on. It's jarring to see because we don't really see 13-year-olds look like that. Sure. I don't know. Or one, three
Stimulated
years?
a broader debate about balance and North independent with the extra protection that comes through growing up around public scrutiny and attention. Do you think North should always have a parent or a trusted adult supervising her and accompanying her to major public events? Or is North simply learning
Who's to say she don't?
how to navigate fame on her own, and that is okay? Now,
No one was ready for what.
First off, there are laws regarding child labor and entertainment. So technically, it's a law. Like she can't even be alone, bro. They're supposed to have people there. I mean, they know that they're Hollywood royalty these days. They know what's up. So who's to say that she don't got nobody, bro?
Happened. C-Dance
Who's to
2.0 just
say?
dropped, and it keeps your character consistent. Before this,
Oh my
we had
gosh,
videos.
bro. This is such an odd topic to be.
let me just
This might be the first and last y'all ever see me react or talk about anything regarding these kinds of bro. This is too
play
murky.
the clip for you, and then we'll talk more. Take a look.
I can see the arm. I mean, I can see that. I can see the arm is a little like, you know? I don't know who that is, but it's like, yeah, bro. Why you got your arm on her? That's like a little weird. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's weird to take the photo anyway. You feel me? Like if you knew the parents, right? If you knew the parents or something, right? Or you knew the family, just, oh, whatever, hey, keep it pushing. Even if you don't, like if you're interested, I don't know why, and that's no offense to her and what she got going on. But if you're not like a little kid, what do you know? Or you're like trying to get close to the parent? I don't know. I don't know, bro. It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me because why? I mean, listen, she could not help who her parents were. She's born into that, right? Like, can she really be a recluse? She's super famous. She been super famous. You know? I don't know. I don't know how these things work. Shit, a 13-year, you know, bro. Oh. You know, that's that awkward situation where it's like, you know, you go in for the dap and they go, you ever had that weird awkward? I've had it before, right? Right? You're going to go in for the dap, they go in for the fist pump, and you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And it's only awkward if people make it, but people make it kind of awkward. But that one, it's like, why hug? This is still a kid. You know what I mean? If you don't know the family, why hug, bro? You could just, if you're so inclined, you know, a fist pump, you know, that's safe, I guess. But she definitely wasn't expecting that, as she shouldn't. I also know that sometimes dudes, they won't dap up a girl. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. Sometimes they might, right, look like she was ready to dap them up. You know? What's up? And because she's a girl, maybe he was like, oh, automatically going for the hug. There's plenty of dudes like that, right? Maybe they think it's out of respect or it's not gentlemanlike. I think that if a female is presenting themselves towards you, going in with the dap, and just dap them up. If they wanted to hug you, they'd extend the arm. Don't take it upon yourself to hug any girl if she is not first off doing that. I think that's a good practice, okay? If let the girl lead when it comes to first interaction. And when I say girl, I mean woman. I don't mean just this. I'm talking just generally. It's okay to dap up females, bro. It's 2026. It's actually safer to just, what's up? It's just safer, actually. Not to mention too, nah, forget it. Nope. Mm-mm.
Now we're gonna.
Bro, I don't know. I'm just not like this kind. I'm just not an individual like that. Where it's like, oh yeah, let's make sure we get our for the gram. Yeah, like let's show. That's just not me, man. If I am showing up to an event, I better be getting paid for it, right? Because these things are circuses, bro. So if I'm showing up to somewhere, it better be work. That's what I should have said instead of getting paid, right? Because sometimes you never know. But it better be something related to work. I'm not here to party, bro. This is a job. That's what I think a lot of people don't understand when it comes to entertainment, right? Everyone looks from the outside and they're thinking, oh, it's fun, or a rapper's going to the club, that's fun. That's the rapper's job right now. They get paid to do that. That's work. Models walking down the runway, that's their work. The actress showing up to, that's their work. The actress, the actor going to the morning show, that's their job, bro. Just like when you clock in, that's them clocking in. Now, it looks different from the everyday 9 to 5, but it's still work.
We're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about her piercings and her outfits and her jewelry. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the men around her, okay? Now, there are multiple clips. I'm just choosing this one to play, but there is multiple guys that are putting their arms.
I will not be searching.
And hugging her, taking pictures of her. If you notice in the one that I just played for you, the gentleman has something in his hands, in between his hands like this, okay?
Oh shit, I missed that. Or is he going to show us the clip?
I don't know what it is, but it looks like something that should not be around a child, because it's definitely not a pen, okay? I don't know to what level or what's in there, but that shouldn't be around them. 2,
That was that last video? That was that last video? He had a spliff in his head? Nah, I don't see nothing in his head. Maybe not him, but that first guy? Oh, I missed that. Let's rewind that real back. Hold on. I didn't even see that. I would be wearing my glasses, but the reflection.
Let me just play the clip for you, and then we'll talk.
Let's rewind back. Oh, he had it, and then he put it down. That's why. God, he put it down for the photo. Interesting. Okay. All right, okay. Missed that.
Should not be around a child, because it's definitely not a pen, okay? I don't know to what level or what's in there, but that shouldn't be around them. 2, this is not your family. This is not somebody you know. This is just a fan.
I did say that though. I agree. I did mention that, right? If you knew them like a family friend, okay, different story. But if you're like fanning out, bro, it's like you're fanning out. This is a child. So I agree, sir. I do agree with you. I mentioned it.
Or an artist or somebody who's at the fashion event, why are you putting your arm around her like that, sir?
True. That is true. That was odd.
Now, we don't know this gentleman's intentions or anybody else's intentions who's doing that. But I, for sure, as a grown man, would not do that. I may pose like that with my niece, maybe maximum, but nobody else.
Big facts. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I agree. I agree.
I wouldn't pose like that with my neighbor's kids or anybody else.
Any kids.
Maximum, my niece. Okay, that's the men. Talking about the men, and like you just read in the article, where's the security? Where's the adult?
Well, hold on now. Hold on now. Because a good security guard, you won't see them, but they have the drop on you. So that, you know, I will say, like, just because we may not see them in that clip does not mean they don't have eyes on her. We don't know that. We don't know that. I doubt that, especially in this landscape, they letting a child go to this high profile event without no security. I don't see that. Streamers are walking around with security. And they're definitely less famous than this individual for sure. So I think she does have security, but I don't know.
More importantly, where is Kim and Kanye?
Maybe they don't want to overshadow their child's moment as they move through as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe they're in the cut in the corner, bro. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I don't know.
No.
Hunger Root is here, and I.
Bro, this topic. OMG.
If I was a dad, this wouldn't even be happening. But let's say, for example, North is like, yo, I really love fashion. I'm really into this. Can you please take me? Then I would say, okay. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, she's a super mega star child, right? Kim
That is true.
and Kanye is her daughter. And that's why it's not, so outlandish that she's expressive.
That is true.
I don't mind the blue hair. And like I said, we'll talk about the piercings in a second. But she comes from two very creative, famous people. It's going to be very hard for her to be a normal kid. I get that.
I doubt she's ever. I think Northwest's normal is like this, based off the life that she's probably lived and everything. This might be their normal. I don't know.
I'm understanding to that. I'm empathetic to that. But I for sure would not be allowing her to go to Paris Fashion Week without me as her dad. And if I couldn't make it because I'm doing something else, her mom would be there. And if
Oh, she's in another country? Oh, she's in another country? There's no way she's in a whole nother country without nobody there. Some kind of, I was gonna say supervisor. Some kind of adult. There's no way. There's no way. I don't think so. I don't know.
if her mom was not there, it would be like the next closest person. Now, she was accompanied by one of like Kim's like hairstylists or something like that, and like Molly Santana. And you could tell they're not being very protective of her. Because as her dad or security or whatever would instruct to allow these kind of things not to happen. And like I said, I've seen at least 15 clips with guys posing like that with her. This, or whatever, like this is craziness. Would not allow it to happen. Now. I'm gonna also play a clip of Kim saying like how protective she is, but let's talk about the piercings. And you're gonna hear in this clip.
They're aggressive. They'd be, I in my opinion, they'd be aggressive for anybody. That's just, I got one. I don't even have tattoos. You understand? So to me, that's all aggressive.
That Kim says, oh, sometimes she comes with like fake septum piercings. And that's what Kim had said I don't know, like a year or so ago. Now we know, I can't show you pictures, like I said, because we're on YouTube, but now we know that North's piercings that were on her hands and some that were on her lip are now removed and they're scarred. So they were real.
How do y'all are investigating her hands? Oh my. That's too deep in the rabbit hole. Pause, bro. That's too much. Y'all are investigating too much, man, because it's, how do y'all know that?
One that was here, two that were here. She has lips and they're real. And I already told you guys her age. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how expressive or how whatever. This should not be happening at that age. And you should be able to speak to your daughter about that. You love fashion that much, and we know that North loves fashion. You love that? This is not gonna, you want this? There has to be a balance. That's what parenting is.
That is true. You know, I would agree, right? That kids, we've all been kids at one point, right? We think we want things and we're ready to fight and tear this and yell and blah, blah, blah. Well, I didn't really do all of that because belt to ass. Okay? I didn't grow up like that. I didn't have options to throw tantrums. It'd be belt to ass. That's how I grew up. So I would never, I don't even curse around my parents, bro. I grew up different. So I will say that there is a balance where it's like, you know, parenting is knowing, you know, when to give freedom, you know, loosen the reins for the child, but at the same time is harnessing those reins sometimes for the better good because, you know, the brain is still developing. I think they say the brain still develops until we're 25 years old, you know? So I will say that, but at the same time, I am not in the household. That ain't my kid, bro. That's not, they gonna do what they gonna do. That's their responsibility, bro. I don't know.
That's what parenting is all about. And it seems as though, from what we have seen, and like I said, I've been calling this out for a long time, it seems like North is just running the show. It seems like whatever North wants to do, North gets. And I don't understand. You are the parents, you're in control.
Bro, I don't watch enough of that to be even saying, yeah, I agree. I don't know. And also, too, this seems like, and I'm not talking specifically about this individual because I'm pretty sure everybody else is thinking the same thing around that kind of parasocial where it's like, it seems like, it's like, we don't know, bro. We only getting snips and clips. And then even with the Hulu show, that's heavily edited. We don't know, bro. We don't know. I should have titled this, We Don't Know, Bro.
Listen to a clip from Kim Kardashian.
Planning to publish your book, you could reach 3 billion.
He actually has a lot of rules. The one area is I do let her express herself and I do let her do that. I love her for that. It's funny, like people are like, oh, this blue hair, all of this, all of a sudden, or like her fake piercings that she puts up. I have pictures of her when we're in first grade, pre-K, where she'd come with like a fake septum ring.
See that? I want to blame the internet. I want to blame the internet for that, okay? Because technology is moving at such a rapid pace that children have access to millions of pieces of content, different kind of individuals, different stuff, and influencers is what they do. They influence people. When people don't have a mind of their own, they're easily influenced. And I'm not speaking on, because that's a kid. And that's the problem, is that so many children, without figuring out who it is they want to be on their own, without this person and that person and this artist and pushing this and that song and this. Now you're like, oh, I'm that, or I'm this, or instead of going through, experiences of life and figuring that out on your own without other influences. So the fact that she said in first grade, it's like, well, she saw that from somewhere. It's not. I highly doubt, like, she just decided, like, it was a thought in her brain, like, oh, from epiphany, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that's the internet culture. How can you stop it? It's morphed into its own thing.
Northie has a lot of rules. Where are the rules? We don't see them.
Rules. They have a lot of rules for her. Well, we also don't have to see them either, bro. That's the thing. They don't have to tell us what the rules are for her. Inquisitive minds want to know. Not this mind. I don't care. I'm trying to figure out why everybody else does.
This as the public, and this the time that I really started getting on Kim and Kanye was, remember when she was wearing that corset and it was
everywhere.
I don't. And Kim
I don't, bro. I don't.
Said that she allowed her to wear the corset, but then she said, oh, after the backlash I kind of like understand. And then again when she said was,
you see, I was gonna say, oh, maybe I'll look it up to see, but bro, I don't even want to look up. I don't even want to look up that. I'm sorry, I got a text message. I don't even want to look that up, bro, because what am I doing looking up photos of? Oh, God. 1 second. Okay. This is a weird one. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and she said, she said, it's hard as a single parent because Kanye is not there that much, and it's hard as a single parent, and she makes mistakes, but
well, I mean, I guess she is a single parent, but I wouldn't say she's alone, right? Doesn't she have an entire staff and all these people? So I wouldn't say she's alone, and but I don't know. I shouldn't be saying anything. Bro, this is
just wants to allow her to be expressive.
We're going back to food, son.
We've heard for the past 6 months has been
I'm not sure I want to be on this side of the internet. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not sure. You see, I'm uncomfortable even bro, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to be on this side of the internet.
In the kid's life. So where is he now? Remember, he's supposed to be on his medication. He took out the ad in the Wall Street Journal. He's supposed to be back. He's good now. No more lashing out. No more mental health issues. Does that look like a father that...
Bro, I feel like this is getting murky. This is getting murky to be speaking on, parents parenting their kids and calling, I don't know, man. Bro, I don't know. It's dicey. It's dicey.
That is in his daughter's life, that video that I just played for you, like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I just feel like the way how Kim comes out and tries to answer this, and by the way, this is an older clip. She has not addressed this yet, but the way how they come out, it doesn't give any sort of explanation or understanding. And all it seems as if, oh, we just love her being expressive. That indirectly is telling me that she does whatever she wants, North does whatever she wants, and Kim and Kanye have zero control over her. Now,
that's dicey, yo. Yo.
let's go over to Skepta and see what he's saying about this.
I don't
Now,
even know
this
who that
what
is.
Skepta came out for those.
Who is that? No shade to you. I'm telling y'all, I don't be tapped into that kind of thing. Who's this? English MC and rapper. Oh, that would make sense why I don't know them. Okay, a British rapper. Okay. Shout out to you, whatever. Well, let's see what he has to say. Oh,
Those who don't know who Skepta, he's a hip hop artist, huge over in UK, and this was over in.
if I would have waited a couple of seconds, Sir Trent, if that is your name, would have told me.
Paris Fashion Week, all right? So Skepta came out and put this on Twitter. He went through a whole rant. I won't read you the whole rant, but the highlight was the way grown men, complete strangers, tried to use North makes me sick.
I mean, yeah, that's, yeah, because it's like, why are you taking a photo with her? Clearly, it's so that you can post it and get some clout because it's Northwest. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter. Bro, that is odd, to say the least.
To go and put that on your Instagram profile, to go and put that on Twitter, yo, this is me posting up with North. Now, Skepta
You right, bro.
didn't go as far as I'm going to call out Kim and Kanye. He's talking about the men.
You're definitely going far, buddy. Shit, you are definitely doing that.
This woman in Kansas City.
I ain't going that far either, just because it's like, it's dicey, bro. I don't have any children yet, but it's like, well,
I'm taking a different approach.
my child is, that's definitely not occurring. When you're 18, do what you want, but not at no 13 for me. But at the same time, I'm not in their shoes. I'm not in their life. I don't know their perspectives. I'm not going to be calling out the mother or father. That's theirs, meaning that, like, that's their seed, bro. I'm not to be doing that.
Approach. Because who knows what those men, their motives are or what's behind it. And I'm just going to automatically think most men, I mean, let me not even go there, right? But we all know this day.
I feel you, bro. I'm like, there's so many things where I have to stop myself because I'm like, don't even go there.
Age. I wouldn't say most, but there's a lot of sickos out there. And as a father, I'm going to assume that you're all sick until you prove me that you're not, okay? And like I said, you can't control a population of 4 or 5 billion men, however males there are out there. But you know what I can control? I can control my daughter and the people who are around her. And
That is true. That is true. Give you that one. Absolutely. Now, is your child gonna huff and puff and kick and scream and, oh my God, you don't understand me. You don't understand me. Of course, bro. Cycle of life and all that man, I remember when Nicki Minaj, okay? Old Nicki, all right? And she came out and it was like, here's this girl, Southside Jamaica Queens, fire rapper, just killing the game. You know, she released the mixtape and it was just like a breath of fresh air, man. And I was like, I don't know, 7th grade or something. But I feel like 2007, 2008, that's when Nicki was like introduced, right? At least in the New York scene, and then eventually started getting spread everywhere. But I remember when my mother heard her speak, like the lyrics, she was like, what are you listening to? Don't listen to that. I don't want to hear you. And I'll be like, Ma, she fire. Come on. And as somebody, right, that is an artist and just was always a writer, it's like, are you kidding me? Like, her pen game, that's something nobody could ever take away from Nicki Minaj. She is 1000% extremely talented, okay? A lyricist, a real rapper, a real MC. That is Nicki Minaj, okay? And so when she was spitting them bars, I was trying to hear all of it. And my mom, she was like, I don't want you listening. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's so vulgar. It's so whatever. And I'm like, nah, Mom, you don't understand. You don't understand. Yeah, da, da. You know? But I didn't play the music out loud. I still listen to it, right? But I respected what my mother said because I had played it. I was through the computer. I was playing it loud. And she didn't want to hear that. She didn't want to hear the things that Nicki Minaj was saying and da, da, da. And I respected what she said because that's my mother, you know? So I will say that, and also too, like I told you, belt to ass. I was under tight restraint where it's like we understand what goes, what don't go, you know? And that could be a whole nother video. You know what do they call it? Violent parenting? I don't know anything about that. I know that we received discipline when it was necessary, and it definitely taught me how to conduct myself. So I'll say that one.
Control the security. So let's just assume that all these people are sickos. We can't do everything. We can't just go beating people up all the time. And you can't just go dragging everybody when you don't know their intention. But I can drag Kim and Kanye. And I know that video
You're a gangster, eh? You a gangster, huh?
that I played for you and North being out there posing up is terrible. Yes, shame on the guys who are doing it, but shame on the parents as well. That's my take on it. Y'all let me know. I really want to know from the parents out there.
All right. Thank you. Man, this one was a doozy. How long have we been on stream for? Almost an hour. You not catch me reacting to normal things like this, bro. Let alone anything regarding her, you know, them. I'm not like, bro, this was uncomfortable. This was uncomfortable. Like, some things, it's just not for the kid, bro. It's just not for the kid. This was uncomfortable. You see, this is uncomfortable. Anyway, listen, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If any of y'all, I don't even know if I'll leave this up. I don't know, man. I was looking for something to stream, right? Did I stream earlier in the day? I think I did. I don't even remember. I was looking for something to stream now, and then this popped up on a feed line on my timeline, and I had seen some news headlines, and I was like, all right, let me see what's going on. What are they talking about? I should have just scrolled, bro. Sometimes I think the moral of the story is just pass it by. Just keep moving. That's the moral of the story. Keep moving. Anyway, I'm out of this bitch. This was uncomfortable. Okay? As always, all praise to the Most High. Without the Most High, I am nothing and nobody. I'll catch y'all on the next one, but we are not